It's a question of whether to let a stranger conduct an activity in her home. I can't imagine anyone saying yes to this. Was your friend high? And the pregnant woman is delusional. Update 1 month later. Well, I didn't think I'd be updating, but this got crazy. A couple of things before I get into it. Some friends have shown me that the post has indeed broke Reddit containment and pointed a few things out to me. So I'm going to set a few things straight. Most other websites assume I'm a woman. I am NB and will not elaborate further on that point. Not being snippy about it, but I just wanted to set the record straight. Lol on that point. Second thing, some people have assumed this was fake-based and that I probably made up the scenario because they think I think it's hot. No, I don't. I think the entire scenario is creepy and off-putting. And lastly, yes, I know that 21 is pretty young to be buying a house and made the whole thing seem fake. I live in the Midwest, which is pretty cheap to begin with. It's not a huge house, and I got a small claim after an incident at work, so I used the money from that for my future. At the end of the day, it doesn't matter what I say. I know some people will still assume I've made the whole thing up or used ChatGPT to make it, but that said, if you don't think this is real, just move on with your day. I truly wish it wasn't real. Last note, there were a couple of people asking why I got the cops involved with the original incident, and I only got them involved when the original homeowners told me that the woman was a bit on the loose screw side of things, so I did that because when you were told that the person who came to your door might a bit unhinged, you take that step for your own peace of mind. Anyway, last week Friday at about 1:30, I get a knock-heavy pounding at my door. I go and answer, wondering just who the hell would be visiting me in the middle of the night when I see a familiar face at the door. It's the pregnant woman with her husband, boyfriend, partner, I don't know what, and 2 women who I assume are midwives. From what I gather, the woman went into labor earlier that day and is hoping I changed my mind. I haven't and asked them all to leave. The woman starts having either a breakdown or a contraction or something because she just starts screaming on my driveway. One of the other women in the group explains to me that they drove 4 hours to get here, and if I wouldn't mind letting them set up. She tells me that the woman had told them that she had arranged for the house, and that she was nearly ready to push. From what I understood, the woman had lied to her midwife about me agreeing to this, and had essentially tried to trick her into forcing me into letting this happen in my house. I tell her a firm no, and that if needed, there's a hospital only 5 minutes away from where I live. The same hospital my friend works at from my original post. No, she wasn't there, she was on vacation at the time, and asked them all to leave. The woman starts screaming and crying about how I'm ruining this for her, but between me closing and locking the door, her partner and her midwives, she gets back into their van and drive off. I don't know if this was a guilt trip or if they were delusional or what, but here's the thing about me. I am an absolute pushover. I probably would have just pretended to be asleep and not even opened the door and waited them out. But here's the thing. I had a different friend, her wife, and their highly autistic child spending the night on their way back home after the holidays. I'm cheaper than a hotel, lol.